The subject of this video is the PreSonus Eris Sub 8. The reason I got this subwoofer is for one reason only, and that is it is super lightweight, less than 16 pounds. I believe it's 15 and a half pounds. I can carry it over my shoulder with one arm. So I do have quite a few other subwoofers you might have seen on my channel, but this is so easy to carry around, mobile. So I'm pairing it up with a JBL Compact, which has a line out, easily connected to this little sub. And I'm also connecting it to the Bose S1 Pro. I'm gonna focus on the S1 Pro matchup today. So this subwoofer is super reasonable as far as price. It is $200 on Amazon. I purchased it at Musician's Friend, and if you wait for the next holiday, you can get a 15% coupon. That's what I did. So I got it for $170. You really can't beat that. Now, most people say, well, for $170, you're not going to get much performance, but this little guy really surprised me. It's pretty loud. Now, of course, this is not a live gigging subwoofer. It's not made for that. It's actually a studio subwoofer. And so it has volume limitations. It's not a home theater subwoofer, so it's not going to go below really low for music explosions and for movies. So it's not that type of subwoofer either. I'm thinking it's just a perfect match for a small powered top, like I mentioned, the Bose S1 Pro with the JBL Compact, for someone who is just listening to tunes in the home and just wants to add that missing low end. And this does it. This does the trick. It adds all those frequencies that the S1 Pro can't handle. So you have the super clean high end of the S1 Pro or the JBL Compact, and then you have all these nice mids to lows that are missing. It really makes a great combination. It's very compact. So I'm thinking of maybe a college student for a dorm room setup, just one speaker, one sub. It really is very impressive. I don't personally do mixing, so I'm not going to be addressing what kind of subwoofer there is as far as a studio subwoofer. I'm just talking strictly listening for tracks. Look at these very impressive specs. It only has 50 watts RMS, 100 watts peak. So that's not so impressive. But look at the next spec, which is peak SPL, which we really want to look at, 113 dB. That's amazing. And I have tested this. I got it recently. I've been testing it. And I don't know if it reaches 113, but it is pretty loud for the home. And it definitely keeps up with a small top like the S1 Pro. The S1 Pro is specs at 103 dB. Not that I listen to anywhere near those kind of volumes. So if you're listening to a speaker, a top maybe under 90 dB, this subwoofer will add all the low end that you need in a home situation again. This is not a subwoofer live gigging, and this is definitely not a subwoofer outside use, but for a home, dormitory, pretty good. Here's another great specification, and that's the top one there, the frequency response. It goes down to 30 HZ, and that is impressive. And again, from my listening impressions, it sounds really nice on the low end. No, it doesn't go down below 20 like a movie theater, home theater sub. It's not made for that. This is a musical sub, and it's accurate. That's why it's built for studio use, beginning studio use. So when people ask for a recommendation of a subwoofer that matches up with the S1 Pro, the first answer and the best answer is right here, the Bose Sub 1. But if you look at it, it's a monster in comparison to this little PreSonus 8. The Bose is 36 pounds, which is very manageable for a live PA subwoofer. It's actually one of the lightest, but you can't compare it to 15 pounds, half the weight. And of course, the $200 price range of the PreSonus compared to the $900 of the Bose. So many people aren't gigging, so they really don't need that maximum bass. They're not playing outdoors or for large crowds. So the PreSonus, I think it fits a certain niche that many people aren't aware of. I know I wasn't aware of. And this PreSonus is not a new subwoofer. It's been out for a while. So I think it's really it's a bargain piece. There's another subwoofer out there called the Behringer B1200, which is much more powerful, 500 watts. And it's about $330 or $350. But again, it's much, much larger. It's 40 pounds. So this is, I don't think there's anything else out there if someone is looking for lightweight and performs like this. I really think this is something that will meet many people's needs who want something super light, super compact to match a powered top. Of course, this subwoofer is perfect for a computer desktop system. Fits under a small table. So for example, I have the S1 Pro on a table, or you can put it on a bookshelf, but it's better to get it a little away from the wall. And then you put the PreSonus under it. It's a one cable system, very simple hookup, and it's compact. Can't get it much more compact than this. It's ideal to get the Bose, the S1 Pro, which is your top, off the floor. Ideally, you want it at ear level, but close to it is like this, on top of a desk is fine. And look at that. This is like, the S1 Pro is kind of like, looks like it's made for this bottom, this PreSonus. It's the exact same width. Wow. It's the first time I've ever tried this, actually, and I'm surprised. This looks great together. Of course, your most ideal setup is getting that top a little higher using a speaker stand. I'm using a super light stand. If you want to know which one it is, ask in the comments. I'll tell you what it is. But this is a really compact system, and you'll be surprised at the clarity of the Bose. Combined with that low end, you really have some full range sound. And this might be acceptable for some people who want to put something like this in their den or living room, and they really don't want to put, huge speakers, something like that Bose Sub 1 I showed you. That would be kind of a sore thumb in a living room home situation. This might just work. It could be tucked behind a plant. Maybe if I put that plant in front of it, it'll blend, it'll camouflage. There you go. You can hide this behind a tree or a fake plant, and your friends will be amazed. I won't know where all that sound is coming from. Talking about setup, I'm running this subwoofer from an external battery pack called Grant Maya on Amazon, less than $200, 300 watts, it runs it with no problem. I'm running from the top, the Bose S1 Pro, into a RCA splitter cable, and that gives about 6 dB gain. On the gain of the subwoofer, I'm bringing it up to about 12 o'clock noon, which is plenty of volume, and I'm running the low pass between 80 and 100, about 90. So I'm gonna give a demo, and like I said, I am very impressed by the output of this little subwoofer. Matching with the tops, all kinds of power. I really don't need more. The subwoofer doesn't have any kind of gain control through an app, so I'm gonna use the old school method, and I'm just gonna use my hand to demonstrate. So when I turn it up, hopefully you hear a good bass kicking in. When I turn it down, I'm gonna take my hand off. That means it's muted or off. So you'll see me turn it up, bass engaged, and then when I turn it down, I'll take my hand off. And hopefully you'll hear a good difference, even though on YouTube it's very hard to tell bass through an inexpensive microphone that I'm using. hope you heard that. I thought that was an incredible difference. If you've watched some of my past videos, I've paired up the S1 Pro on top here with a Party Box 110, and which adds a lot of nice subwoofer bass, but that's a $400 speaker. This little guy, PreSonus 8, for less than $200, because not everybody can get it for 15% off, but a $200 subwoofer putting out this amount of bass, I'm really amazed. And I don't know if you noticed, but I never even cranked it to 11. I never got past 3 o'clock basically. So at 12 o'clock, it's a really nice blend with the top. So that wraps up this video. I can't recommend this highly enough. I don't know who has kept this secret, but to me, this is giving off like at least 10-inch power as a 10-inch subwoofer, maybe even some less powerful 12 inches. But again, I'm going to say it, this is not a live PA subwoofer, but for music purposes, I can't recommend it highly enough. Okay, this is Bill. Any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll be glad to answer them later. This setup was so successful, I had to just try getting out the other Bose S1 Pro, making a pair. They pair up wirelessly with this new subwoofer. Well, I guess you know the next subject of my next video. This is even better.